and sit over there, the two of you. And
Okay. Just fine.
the first thing is now that we have to do this upbringing, you know. There's a little picture there. There you can see. You want to sit down? You want to sit down? Okay,
Keep going.
there we go.
Control, people.
Stand. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So now the bells are in upright position, and they stay that way because there's a piece of wood that engages with another piece of wood that lets you rest them in an upwards position. And they can rest in either direction, so they can be that way or that way.
Gone all the way around.
It's still upright, but having done 360.
What was that little
A wandering.
wandering papa?
wandering
Papa?
We need a working party. We don't want to get Steve in or something. Tighten everything up.
And above us there's a room with just the ropes in it, isn't there?
And the clock.
And the clock.
Yeah, and then a little room with the bells in it.
But we can let you have a look if you like, but when we've got the bells back down again after we've finished, we can
Climb up the ladder.
that ladder. So only for the brave, really.
And the sound comes down here, in a
Yeah.
mysterious chimney-like way.
Yeah, the clock used to be wound in a traditional fashion with weights that ran down that. In fact, you can see the bottom of those old weights there with the cable. But that's all been taken away, and some very small weights are on an electric winder, and they go from there to there. And when they reach the bottom, click, 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 and then so we don't need to wind it anymore.
So it just acts as a sound sort of.
Yeah,
Shoot
we
for us.
could shove something in there to make it an even sound, but I think it's fine, really. We'd probably have to tinker with the trapdoor to make them good. Right, what are we going to bring? Chord changes to start with, and we can see what chord changes are.
Mm-hmm.
This is the simplest method of, well, it's not method, is it?
Way.
Way of ringing.
Yeah.
Other than rounds, we've just done rounds when they come as a scale. Now it's.
And it's traditional always to begin with the top note down to the bottom note. See?
Okay, up 2, Treble's going, she's gone.
Greece still leading. Don't rush it. One to three. One to three. Lead. 2 to 3. Yes, it is hot, but it's not quite as hot as yesterday, I don't think. Is it? Is it as hot today?
The wind was delicious on the bicycle.
Oof.
So they went on really like that for years and centuries.
Probably, yes.
And then suddenly somebody thought about it.
What's the difference between a half wheel and a whole and the full wheel? Because
I don't know how many half wheels, how long half wheels were around, really.
because what does a half
It's in
wheel
all the
do?
history. Well, it lets you ring the bell halfway up.
I know, but you
But
can't
that's it.
control it. can
Well,
you?
not as much. I suppose to some extent you can, but
I don't know how much really.
It does suggest that ringers at the beginning were people like wheelwrights or blacksmiths,
yes,
hefty
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
persons, and the wheel would be a natural sort of way of thinking. Probably an old wheel went up there.
yeah.
Um,
You see that there are some interesting continental systems where there's a kind of triangular piece of kit that that sits across the axle with a brace across the middle, and you've got a rope on each end of that triangular thing.
And where's the
And
bell?
one guy pulls in one direction and another guy pulls in the other direction.
With the same effect.
With the same sort of effect. So whether we did anything like that, I don't know.
It only works with
There's
twins,
real
though.
scope for the history of how bells got rung in Europe and how they're still rung across Europe, because there are still different ways of it happening. North
Spain,
Italy
very
has
different
something
ways
very similar
within
to
the
ours.
country. Within the
In
same country.
Spain, there's a counterbalance on the opposite side of the axle from the bell, and you see it in any western where it's, the Alamo or somewhere like that. There are bells turning round and round and round and round, because they haven't got this kind of heaviness on one side of the axle. They're quite balanced, so in a way you can push the bell and it will go all the way around. And you see YouTube clips of Valencia and places like that, and there are guys who are just pushing the bell till it keeps on going, and the rope, there is a rope, what's it doing? It gets wrapped and wrapped and wrapped around the axle, and then presumably at some time somebody said, oh, we better retrieve it all again and make it revolve back the other way.
Because in Prague, that biggest bell in Europe or something is rung by about 5 people on the clapper or something, or pushed, is it?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Okay.
And then again, Notre Dame, Paris, that used to be rung by guys where there were planks, big pieces of flat wood, mounted on the axle, the headstock, 2 of them, one at each side of the bell, and on each corner there'd be 2 or maybe 3 people, because it's a huge bell, what's it called, Emmanuel. They push down in one direction, the next guys, it's like a seesaw, the other side then push down, and there's an engraving in an historical book about ringing that is of this. But also, there's a YouTube clip, not Notre Dame, but some other place in France, I can't remember which, where this is still being done. And so you can see the guys tread down on one side and wait for the other guys to do, they tread their thing and their plank comes up in this direction, and this huge bell gets rung by 4 people. This guy there, that can remember that. So that's another way, how many ways have we now?
Without a